It is not your job to complete the work, but neither are you free to desist from it. This 2,000-year-old adage from Rebbe Tarfon resonates in times when the work of making the world as it should be seems endless. I felt the strength of this quote in the final session of our Courage Accelerator several weeks ago. All year long, our alumni have been learning about bias and racism. We've been focusing on how anti-Black racism shows up in our Muslim and Jewish communities, and we've been learning new skills to hold difficult conversations in a constructive way. We had been on Zoom all year long, and we were looking for a place where we could be safely in one another's presence for our final session. I thought about Susie Marks's cozy backyard as the perfect place. Susie and Wally Marks are the reason NewGround exists. Wally is no longer with us, and I never had the opportunity to meet him, but in so many ways, his presence was there with us that night. As Tasneem and I prepared the backyard, Susie moved between the kitchen and conversations with us outside. A sweet scent began emanating from the kitchen, and I realized that Susie was baking up something special for us. As we spoke, Susie recalled a trip where Wally was so moved by the families he met that he seeded a film project. And it turns out we had just used this film project as a springboard for discussion among our alumni. Our fellows began arriving and filling Susie's backyard. The energy was incredible. People who hadn't seen each other in 2 years finally meeting, people who had never met in person but made connections via Zoom, connecting with one another for the first time, and we all had the opportunity to connect with Susie. As we entered our reflective time together, the sun started to set. As the light dimmed outside, our work was lit from within the house, and especially by the portrait of Wally shining out at us from the inside. We talked about all we had learned together this year. We were able to talk about what we accomplished so far and the tremendous amount of work that lies ahead. And then, during our breaks, Susie emerged with lemon squares. They were indeed quite sweet, and they gave us sustenance as we continued to talk about the path that lay ahead. Susie joined us in our closing circle, and her presence reminded us of how each generation builds on the next. Susie was clearly energized by our presence in her home, and we were energized in turn by her. And it wasn't just a sugar high from the lemon squares. We hold so much gratitude for Wally and Susie's vision, and also for the Angel Foundation's continued investment in the work of NewGround. Their significant support made the Courage Accelerator Fellowship possible this year. And as always, your contribution helps strengthen us for the many challenges that lie ahead. It is not ours to finish the work, but neither are we free to desist from it. It is only by walking and working together that we move forward. We thank you for walking this path with us.